back at it again. Silent exhaust. Feels silent. So I got done with everything I had to get done with as far as the exhaust, and obviously the jet skis were long done. But I'm not feeling like it's completely done, because although in a straight line it's perfect, nice and quiet, no rattles or anything. I noticed that while over like 55, there's a squeak coming from my side, so I'm assuming there's just a loose bolt or a clamp that's not quite perfect. But also, it's definitely not centered, because when I take a turn, it rattles. And it doesn't just rattle a little bit, it's a pretty aggressive rattle. And I'm sure inevitably you will hear that rattle at some point through my driving. Being outside for so long yesterday, I think got me re-sick. I was pretty sick Monday and Tuesday. Thought I was fine by Wednesday. Took the day off the gym and all that just to make sure it didn't come back. Thought I was fine. Gym Thursday, gym Friday, being outside yesterday. By the end of the day, I just felt terrible again. We are gonna go get some Dayquil and some coffee. And then today's agenda, hopefully fix my exhaust. And then there it is. Oh, it just sounds great. I think I fixed it. Unfortunately, I think your guess is as good as mine on that. Essentially, all I did was just kind of push. I loosened all the pipes and kind of pushed them in the direction that I thought they needed to go. Hopefully it worked. The real test is when I actually turn, because that seems to be the biggest problem. But I have to take it all off of the blocks I have it up on in order to try that. So I guess that's what I'm about to do next. I'd give it a strong 90%. I absolutely gun it. It rattles a little bit, but I mean, in the winter, I'm not going to be doing that too much. And at this point, it's miles better than what it was. I mean, it just about never does it at this point, so I'm going to just leave it. Between not feeling great and everything, it's just turned out to be a lot more work than I'm willing to do today, but all in all, decent success. .57 degrees today, and I'm pretty sure it's warmer than that. My car just coming out of the garage, so it's a little cold. Tomorrow it's supposed to snow 8 to 12 inches. Welcome to Central New York. So I'm getting my winter tires put on today because, like I said, it's going to be in the 30s tomorrow, and we're going to get 8 to 12 inches of snow. Over the summer, I have the silver wheels that come on the Camaro SS's. There's like a midnight silver and then a normal just like aluminum silver. I'm not sure what you would call it. I have the normal silver, and I kind of wanted to change the look of my wheels. So I've done plasti dip on cars before. I don't really like the end result. So I decided, with my experience with vinyl, I would vinyl wrap the wheels. I've seen people do it online, and it looks like it works out decent for them. I noticed that there's never really a follow-up video to tell you how the wheels survived and how the vinyl did. I kind of found out the hard way why that is. I'll show you now, but I'm only saying all this because I assume when I get my tires put on, it's going to get torn off by the tire machine. It's whatever. I expected that. I expected it to take them off. I just haven't had time to take the vinyl off. So I'll kind of walk you around, show you a couple of little patch jobs I did. Use the brake dust, but you can kind of get the general gist of it. Here's obviously where it peeled up, and this is probably one of the worst ones. It peeled up all the way to that point. Some of them were a lot smaller, but some were bigger. I had originally gotten this tucked pretty good. You could definitely see around the edges, but that peeled up as well. But yeah, so this is probably one of the worst ones. Obviously, this is the issue. This is going to give out. And being driven in the winter, the end result of that's going to be awful. It's just going to shred. I did fix one of them. I think it's on this side. Oh, like here, I cut out a section of it and kind of added in a new piece because this one was really bad. It had actually torn to here and there was no vinyl, so I figured that was going to give out. So I fixed that one, and I did the same thing up here. It didn't last the way I wanted it to, so would I do it again? No. It was expensive. I spent, I think, $75-ish on it. The vinyl was called 3M. I think it was 1080 something. I don't remember for sure, but it was fine for what it was. It looked amazing when I first got it done. I posted it on Camaro forums to show it off. Maybe I can grab a picture and post it up in this video just to show when I first did it. It looked amazing. It looked like I had bought or powder coated my rims black. It was like a flake in the vinyl, and it looked great. But with how it lasted, yeah, I wouldn't do it again. Plasti Dip's cheaper. It doesn't look as good, but there's some newer kinds out there that I may or may not try. I really should buy different rims, but I had wanted to try this. I've wrapped 4 snowmobiles, and I'm pretty experienced with vinyl wrap, so I kind of figured, give this a shot. If anybody could do it, I could do it, and I got it on there, and I got it to stay on. But some guys that vinyl wrap cars had some tips on like adhesion promoters and things I could have used to make the edges stay better. But it was supposed to be something that was comparable to Plasti Dip, but at the end of the day, it was already more expensive with how much I spent on the vinyl, and to buy an adhesion promoter and put even more time into trying to get the edges to stay. I mean, like, let's say I spread it, I get another 3 months out of it looking good, and then, it's probably still going to start to peel the way it did. I'm getting less than a year, whereas with Plasti Dip, I put it on my rims once on my V6, and it was on there for 3 or 4 years, no problem. So, and also, like I said, not 57 degrees, 72 degrees, and we're getting 8 to 12 inches of snow tomorrow. Literally unbelievable. So it's now Monday morning, and I'd say we have about 8 inches of snow. So we went from literally 72 on Saturday around 3 or 4 to this in 2 days, and it's been snowing since Sunday. My winter tires are on. They were able to keep the vinyl on the rims, no problems. This is gonna be my first legit drive in the snow in the Camaro this season. I did it last year all winter, so it's nothing too new to me, but I'll be recording it, and you can enjoy the view of all this snow. Oh yeah. Okay, so I know the last time I talked about the winter tires being put on, I said they didn't do too much damage when they did to the vinyl wrap, but there's definitely a couple more spots that have begun to peel a little bit worse. I figured I'm gonna do a little patch job. At this point, I'm just keeping it on for winter to protect the rims from the salt. I usually like to throw some black plastic on it just to make sure that, you know, I can get one extra layer of protection for the rims over the winter. So I'm gonna just keep running the vinyl and fix some of these major peel ups so that they don't come the rest of the way off the rim. So I've got 1, 2, I guess I'd say 3 on this front right, probably 4 on the rear right, and oddly the left side doesn't seem to have as many issues. If I can stop a lot of what is happening at this point, it'll hold off for the rest of the winter, and then in the spring I can just take it off and have my nicely protected wheels. I hate that I don't have winter rims, but the way I look at it, if I get more rims, they're going to be summer rims, they're not going to be winter rims. These are just the typical SS rims that come with the car, so I'll either get 1LE rim, replica rims, or, you know, maybe Z28 replica rims if I go with anything else. But at this point, this is just about, you know, keeping them decent in case I do end up running them longer term. Okay, so I moved the car over because the lighting's a little bit better on this side. But step 1 is going to be clean off the area around what's ripped, and then peel it a little bit more up. If I had an X-Acto knife, I would just trim around it, but you can also run a risk of scratching the rim. So I'm just going to peel it up a little bit and then do a new cut, kind of stick it down. The new vinyl will hold it down for the most part, and I'm not looking for, you know, a forever fix. This is a temporary thing, like I've said. So here we go. So I just like to use normal rubbing alcohol to clean the rims up. You can use a mixture with water if you want. This is just a little bit quick.
Anytime you want us, when I get away with the camera, I got no shit, got a way bigger bud. I get loaded to the ceiling, gotta roll me some bud. I'm a dancing sack and backer, I don't play with my nose. And I got them something, and I told them they was certified. Welcome to the Danny family world.
So as you can see, I've cut the section out that was around where it was peeling up. You can see the dirt that's kind of gotten underneath there as it sat. I always like to leave the lip on the edge of the rim because that's going to be held on pretty well. And I made sure that there really wasn't any dirt under here. Alright, so as you can see, it's all cleaned up. There's a little just blemish that's on the rim. I'm not too worried about that. Now I'm going to go cut out a section that'll graft in over that. And I can actually show you the exact vinyl I got now. Still have a pretty big section left, but as I said, it's the 3M Series 1080. And it's a great wrap. I mean, for how much I had to actually stretch it, it held up pretty exceptionally well. It was just, I think in the end, the biggest problem was, you know, it's not meant for use like this with the temperature changes and everything, so. And like I said before, you should really have an X-Acto knife to do this, but I don't have one. I don't know how I forgot to get one, but I did. So. There we go. So now, like I said, that'll cover it up pretty good, and then I'll just use, I do have a knife, it's just not an X-Acto knife, and I'll kind of go along the back edge of the rim. I'm not too worried about that section.
There's the new section. I probably could have cleaned it up a little bit better, but like I said, we're literally patching it up. It isn't meant to be perfect. It's just gonna make sure that it's protected over the winter and make it don't peel off. Did this side a little differently. I just ripped off the sections that, or cut off the sections that I plan to do. Cleaned them all. I have a little bit more of the edging to take care of, but I decided to do them all at once rather than one by one, just to kind of get it done. I think jumping back and forth between cutting, cleaning, and going back to cutting, back to cleaning, back to sticking just was taking way too long, so hopefully this speeds it up. Alright, job's done. Like I've said before, looks fine. It's going to get the job done for winter. I'm excited to see what we do next summer. I love the black wheels. Like I said, I might try a pearlescent plasti dip. From what I've seen online, they look pretty awesome. It's something I want to try, something a little different, but hopefully this was at least something of interest to kind of show a little bit of the process. I'm still amazed how stretchable this vinyl is. I didn't really go out of my way to heat it or anything like that to really help it stretch, and it still stretched great. I mean, I could get all the creases, all the bubbles out of it. So that's it for this one. I tried to, in this video, stick to more of one topic and not jump around so much. I really focused on the Camaro this time. It's going to be probably one of the last few Camaro ones just because there's just not much to talk about winter-wise. This is kind of my process of getting it ready for winter, and for now that's about all that's left to do with it, other than just drive it through the snow. And so hopefully this summer I'll be able to really show it off and kind of make videos that people are interested in. And until then, we have plenty of snowmobile videos coming. So thanks for watching.